Reaching out for help is not weak. Welcome back to the Secure Husband Podcast. Bruce Abbott, certified professional coach and founder of SecureHusband.com, where I help good men stop suffering in silence and start healing with strength, truth, and clarity. You know, a lot of men struggle with asking for help. I know I certainly did. But if you're like most of the men that I work with, you've spent most of your life trying to be the fixer, the guy who fixes the problems. He doesn't want to come with problems. He wants to come with solutions. The one everyone turns to, the strong one, the steady one, but never needs to turn to anyone else. He's got this. But here's the thing. When you're hurting, overwhelmed, confused, we tend to put up a front, like everything's fine, we got this. But actually we isolate, we withdraw, because deep down we're drowning. And I say that because I've been there. And I'll tell you what I wish someone had told me years ago. It's not weakness to ask for help. It's courageous. It's maturity. It's leadership. I think a lot of guys associate asking for help with some sort of failure. But that mindset, it destroys your peace. It destroys your marriage. It destroys your life. But it's okay to reach out. It's okay to open up. It's okay to get support that you need. A lot of men were never taught that asking for help was even an option. If growing up you heard, real men don't need help. If you need help, you're weak. Do it yourself. Go figure it out yourself. So then we try to power through instead of reaching out. And then we get frustrated. And we shut down instead of speaking up. We numb pain instead of leaning into it. And on the surface, we think that we're being strong because we're taking care of it. But it's not strength. We're in survival mode. And then we struggle with emotional isolation. It's kind of like a mold. It grows in the dark. It just poisons everything. Your marriage, your mindset, your health, your identity. And if you don't take care of it, that pressure builds. And then you explode or you collapse or worse. But you end up paying the price, and so does your family, so does your marriage. But you weren't meant to do this alone. Remember, you're designed for connection. You're wired for support. You're built to grow in relationship, not isolation. So just notice if you struggle asking for help. If your mindset says, if I need help, I've failed. If I open up, I'll look weak or pathetic. That lie probably served you at one point. Maybe as a kid if you got bullied or mocked for showing emotion. Or the only time you got attention was when you were strong and in control. Maybe you were in a home where no one even listened to you. You developed a survival strategy. I'll never need anyone. I can only rely on myself. I'll do it alone. But now as an adult, you're struggling. You're struggling in your marriage. You're trying to white knuckle it alone. It's not strength. It's trauma disguised as independence. Real strength isn't silent. It doesn't hide. It knows when to say, I need help. It knows when to say, I'm not okay. I don't want to carry this burden alone anymore. But first, you notice. And then you choose. You choose a mindset shift. Now you choose to believe that asking for help is a wise and powerful act. If you'd never shame your kid for asking questions in class, if you'd never mock a friend for getting coaching or therapy or support, if you never criticize your wife for going to therapy, why would you do it to yourself? Why is it okay for everyone else, but shameful for you? And I say that with love. I don't say that to guilt you or to make you feel shamed. But somewhere along the way, you internalized that you weren't allowed to need anything. But that's not truth. Asking for help is not a sign that you're weak. It's a sign that you're ready to grow, that you're tired of struggling, that you love yourself enough to care about your future and stop hiding in your past. You're no longer suffering in silence. You get healing when you stop going it alone. We learn all these coping mechanisms when we're young. The fear of asking for help is a younger part of you that once tried and got hurt. Maybe you opened up to a parent or caregiver and you got dismissed. Maybe your parents were struggling and they just didn't want to hear your problems. Go take care of it yourself. Maybe you shared something vulnerable and then you were shamed or betrayed for it. All that starts when you were a little kid. And now there's a scared part of you inside, that inner child that says, if I open up again, I'll get hurt. It's safer to stay silent, just take care of it myself. But the truth is that boy inside of you doesn't need to stay hidden. He needs to be met with compassion. Compassion by you. So many of the things that we struggle with as adult men come from our childhoods. And you can tell that little boy inside of you, look, I see you. Little guy, you were hurt before, but that doesn't mean you're alone now. You're not fixing him. You're showing up for him. You're not telling him he needs to take care of this. You're giving him compassion. You're giving him love. Because the more you show up for yourself, the less terrified you are of asking others to show up too. And that's emotional safety. That's self-parenting. You're now leading yourself. That's leadership. And if you're living from false core beliefs, reach out to your divine guidance. God, the universe, spirit, whatever your belief system is. Have that dialogue. God, I know I'm struggling, and I know I need help. What can I do that's loving to myself, that's healing to myself, to give myself help? And just listen for that answer. And that dialogue will give you guidance about how to build a new story around support. Honest, grounded, loving support. Whether that's with a coach, a counselor, therapist, a pastor, good friend. But it's real. It's authentic, loving support. Loving from you, loving toward you, from a trusted provider. A lot of times support for us was met with criticism or judgment, maybe manipulation, maybe strings attached. But I'm talking about real, deep, caring, compassionate support. Someone sitting with you in your pain, not trying to fix it, just someone listening without interrupting, someone that can give you guidance without shaming, someone that says, hey, you know what? You're not crazy. I've been there too. I get where you're coming from. That kind of support exists. I try to provide that with this podcast and coaching my guys. But it's available to you in lots of places through friends, mentors, therapists, men's groups, safe communities, coaches. But it all comes down to self-worth. You have to feel worthy of being supported. Subconsciously, we struggle with that because that little boy inside doesn't feel worthy, doesn't feel like he's earned, quote unquote, earned help, earned support. But you have to believe. And that's where you reach out to that divine guidance, that spiritual voice that says you are worthy, not just as a husband, not just as a provider, a parent, but as a human being. You are worthy just because you are. And when you start to believe that, you start saying, I could use some help here. And the more you start saying that, the more life will start meeting you with open arms, not shame. And then you can reach out from a place of power and love. So we put it into practice. Because it's one thing to admit you need help, but it's another to actually ask for it. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until you're drowning to reach for a lifeline. Don't wait until your marriage is on the verge of divorce. Don't wait until you're so full of resentment or you've shut down or blown up or exploded. Ask for help early from a place of grounded power, not from panic. So tell yourself, I'm worthy and I want to be a better man. I need guidance. I feel stuck and I'm not sure what to do next. I've been carrying this burden alone. I need some help. I'm ready to talk to somebody. And again, whoever that trusted person is, you take that step. It takes courage. And remember, sometimes you have to act before you feel courageous. Just pick up that phone, send that text, reach out to that trusted person or group. Because when you can build a life with a support system, you find that you no longer have to live in codependence or helplessness or playing that victim. You're now connected, supported, loved. It takes practice. But when you can stop isolating when things get hard and start reaching out for help and support, you normalize asking for wisdom because you're growing. You get more comfortable at it. And this allows you to lead others better when you can lead yourself too, because then you feel emotionally safe with yourself. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. We don't always have the answers, but it's okay to ask for help. It's more than okay. It's powerful. I'd say it's necessary because your healing doesn't happen in isolation. This transformation that you're going through right now, it's hard to do by yourself, but you are worthy of it. You're worthy of help. You're worth supporting. You're ready to stop doing this alone. You're ready to grow and not be ashamed to admit it. And if you need someone to help you get unstuck, hey, go to that securehusband.com website, fill out that form. We can have a conversation. No sales pitch, no pressure. We just sit down and talk about where you're at for 30 minutes and see if there's anything I can do to help you get unstuck. But you don't have to carry this alone anymore. Hey, I hope this podcast was helpful for you. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you're a regular listener to this podcast, hey, will you go right now and give me a review? I'd appreciate that. And again, reach out for that free 30-minute consultation at securehusband.com. I'll see you on the next Secure Husband podcast. Thanks for listening.